Hey everyone, it's Caito, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to use diagonal paths to create areas like this on your island. So if you're interested in content like this and you want to see more in the future, I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell if you want to get notified every time that I post, but let's get right into it. So I am so excited about today's video because it's actually a collaboration that I'm doing with Colleen. She's a good friend of mine. She obviously posts on Instagram and Twitter, but she also streams over on Twitch. So if you're not following her on Twitch, you definitely should be. I will have all of her social media down in the description below, but she actually reached out to me that she was creating this new diagonal path, and she saw my recent video about the new diagonal path trend and how I had talked about a bunch of different diagonal paths that you could use, how they're becoming increasingly more popular. So if you haven't checked out that video, I will also have that link down below and I'll have it pop up in a card for you. But she reached out to me, she's creating this new path, and she asked if I would be interested in doing a video using her path and kind of showing how to lay the path down. So if you're struggling with how to lay these diagonal paths, I'm going to go through it with you in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we need to download the path, obviously. So I'm going to go into my custom designs portal. We're going to get the path downloaded. There are a lot of pieces here that I need to download. I don't think I need every single one, but I'm going to get all the ones that I need. If you're interested in Colleen's path, I will have the creator code up on the screen, obviously, and down below in the description if you want to check it out there too. This path is absolutely stunning, and I actually had a different area on my island, but now I'm really considering switching it over permanently to this path because I do love it so much. Okay, so I'm going to be honest with you here. With the way that I have this organized or not really organized in my custom designs, there is probably a much better way to organize it. But as I was doing this, I didn't really know which pieces I was going to be using, how it was going to be laid out, what exactly I wanted my space to look like, because I didn't want to completely recreate what Colleen already has. I wanted to do something slightly different. So I didn't know exactly which pieces I was going to use, and I was kind of just going to play with it here. So it's not organized. So bear with me that the pieces in my design portal are not organized. I think that would be a good tip though, once you get the hang of which pieces you're going to be using, is to get them organized so laying them out is a little bit better. But I'm starting out with the edge pieces, specifically the front corner piece. Now in Colleen's design on her island, she has a flat southern border for her little plaza area. I'm doing mine at a point, so mine's actually going to be a square but just rotated on the diagonal, if that makes any sense. Kind of a diamond, but it's a square because it's even on each side. Is that how geometry works? I don't even know. You know what I mean. So I've got my point here, and then I'm just placing the edges of the path first. I felt like this was the easiest way for me to see where my path was going to go, how much space I actually had. If you're in a different situation on your island where you have a completely open space, you can use as much space as you want, you may want to start from the center and work your way out. But for me, I was on such a limited area on this island. This is literally the only open space I have left. I had to make this area work for this design. So going with the outside pieces was definitely the best option for me here. So I'm going to let you watch me lay the outside pieces. I end up going back and removing some trees and bushes to make it just a little bit bigger, but we're going to go through that here, and then I'll talk about what I'm doing next. Okay, outside pieces are down. You will see that I added a few extra pieces, and honestly, that's just so I could make sure I knew what I was doing after this. And then I wanted to start with this beautiful red brick in the middle. Honestly, you could go without this. You could just do the gray border on the inside without the red brick. You don't have to do the red brick, but I wanted to use it because I love the contrast of this pebble design with the red brick. There are also so many things you can do. You can see on Colleen's version where she has another gray border inside the red brick. So depending on how much space you have to work with, depending on how intricate you want to get with the design, there's so much stuff you can do. Mine is just a super basic square turned sideways is how I'm gonna call it, or diamond, however you want to describe this shape. That's what I'm doing. So I decided to put the brick pieces down, and then you have to kind of piece together the gray border, and then you're using the same pieces that go into, you see all the little cutout pieces around the border. You're using those same pieces to fill in the cutout pieces here in the brick design, which honestly is genius using those same pieces because it does save on pattern slots. Laying this path down does seem super overwhelming at first. I honestly sent Colleen a message and I was just like, look, I don't know if I'm going to be able to lay this down because this is a lot of pieces. I don't know what I'm doing. But the more you play around with it, the easier it gets, and it just starts to make sense once you understand which pieces go where. So I hope watching me place the pieces down kind of helps for you to visualize which pieces are going where, because when you just see a photo of it, it's definitely difficult to visualize what you're supposed to be putting in which location. So I hope this is helping. Some other diagonal designs are slightly different in that they use the full tile instead of the half tile like Colleen is using here. So I think laying those designs would be even more simple to do than laying this one if you wanted to start with a different diagonal design before jumping into this one. But if you want to use Colleen's design, it is beautiful, and I really think anyone can do this once they start to play around with it. So I've got my square in the middle done. I'm going to go through and fill in these little edge pieces, and then you just fill in all the empty spaces with the full pebble design, and we will wrap up this beautiful plaza area. Alright, so my plaza area is complete, and like I said, I love the way this looks, and I do think I'm going to keep it on this Halloween island. I think it's perfect here. Something about these diagonal designs is just so pleasing to look at. You can add in benches, you could take out some of the patterns, add in bushes. There's just so much stuff you can do. You can put a fountain in the middle, a statue in the middle. You can create an entire city or town out of these designs if you wanted to. So many options. It doesn't have to be a symmetrical plaza area like this. I just felt like this was the best way to kind of showcase and do a little tutorial on how to lay down this type of path. So I want to say thank you so much, Colleen, for letting me use your design and showcase your beautiful plaza area that you've created. I appreciate it so much. Everyone, go check out Colleen. I'll have all of her information down in the description below. Let me know also if you plan on using this pattern or another diagonal pattern. maybe one of the ones featured in my previous diagonal paths video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate if you'd like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!